In this video, we're going to have a look at how we can determine the number of items in a drop-down list in a grid. And Alpha gives us a little bit of help in this area, actually a lot of help. Now this video is kind of a user at your own risk sort of thing, so take that for what it is. So here we've got a grid, and in my on-grid render complete, I've got a debugger statement, and we're going to be looking at this code and the grid object generally in JavaScript, and while in the browser debugger as well. So let's go and have a look at that, and we can see what's going in there. So let's run this. I'm going to run this in Chrome. You can run it in Chrome or Firefox. They're both good. So it ran, as you can see, because we don't have the debugger activated. So I'm just going to inspect element, and then I'm going to run this again. Just refresh this. Now you can see in this case that we've stopped at our debugger, and what we have here on this side, on the right hand side, is this. And in this particular case, this represents the grid itself, and we've got a lot of stuff in here. So what I did was I had a look through, and there you have an item here called underbar FieldHelpers G. Obviously this is search, and this is detail view, and these are kind of a window into the individual controls within that section. So within the grid, I'm going to have a look, and you can see we've got something called first name, which is a drop down. So I'm assuming that anything that isn't just a regular text box, or maybe it's a drop down, I don't know what the rules are here, but some stuff obviously isn't going to show up in here, but quite a bit is. So I've got my first name set up as a drop down. So my FieldHelpers G is giving me some information about that. So it's underbar FieldHelpers underbar G dot first name, and that tells me that I've got a data array going on. So that's very cool. And my first object in the array is what I expect it to be. This is the one record I've got in my database that feeds in the table that feeds this actual drop down. So now I know I can go after underbar FieldHelpers G underbar G dot first name underbar data to get the array, and then I can just simply do a count on the array, a dot length, and find out if there's more than one. And if there isn't, I can go after the first item in the array, the first object, and I know that the object has some properties, rec ID and rec name. So let's go back to the code, and you can see how this works out. So my drop-down list is grid object dot underbar FieldHelpers underbar G dot first name. So that gives me the entire object to work with. Within that, I've got underbar data, so I can load up a variable with data. I didn't have to do this. I could always just put it on there, dot underbar data, but let's lay it out so it's very readable. And then we can do a count, and we just go after dd data in this case, dot length, which counts the number of items in an array, and then it's straightforward logic after that. So if dd count is equal to 1, then we go after dd data, which is our array, and there's only one item in the array, so it's 0 base, so it's 0 dot rec ID, and you can do a set value into that at that point. So there's a lot of information in the grid object, or in the case of a UX, and the UX object that you can go after, have a look, see what's in there that might help you get done what you want to get done. Hope that helps. Thanks for having a look.